Around a week ago, SpeedCube Shop sent me the Diansheng FTO, and I had a lot of fun with it. I highly recommend all of you buy this cube from the link in the description, as this is easily the best face-turning octahedron on the market. But it really got me thinking, with how big the FTO community is getting and how cool FTO is, should it be an official WCA event? Here are 4 reasons why FTO should be a WCA event, as well as 1 reason why it shouldn't. Number 1. FTO is unique. Looking at the side events, there isn't really anything like FTO. Clocks, Cube, Pyraminx, and 2x2 are all sprint events that you can one-look, whereas FTO is much more like a big cube in complexity. Megaminx is kind of close to FTO in spirit, as both events start out with intuitive block building and end with LL algorithms, but Megaminx takes way longer to solve than FTO. The fact that you have to solve centers is really interesting and kind of gives me almost Pyraminx vibes. There is just so much to this puzzle, and I think it will definitely make the WCA lineup more diverse. Diversity is definitely something we need in the WCA. Now, is FTO unique enough? The centers and first 2 triples thing is very similar to Yao, and Yao already has 4 events to his name. And it ends with the last layer, just like pretty much every event does. I personally think it's still unique enough because the LL solving method is different and the way you solve centers has a bit more nuance, while some people may think not. 2. Making FTO into a WCA event will make hardware a bunch better. The Diansheng FTO is a really good puzzle, but it's definitely not the best FTO possible. In comparison to the best puzzles for other events, it isn't even close. I made a poll asking my community whether they would get an FTO if it was a WCA puzzle. The result was an overwhelming yes. With this much demand, we may see a Moyu FTO, or a Chi FTO, or even a GAN FTO, which would be truly something to behold. The FTO community definitely deserves much better, especially given the times they're getting on the Diansheng. We've already seen the announcement of a Dian FTO, so clearly this is already working out. Number 3. FTO will become more accessible. The theory behind FTO has been fleshed out well over the last decade. There are a lot of resources online about first center efficiency, and they're super easy to access. Right? Well, although Ben Puzzles has made some stellar videos on the subject over the last few years, the algorithm isn't exactly treating them well, and there isn't an incentive for cubers to make content about the hundreds of man-hours put into FTO theory. For many cubers, FTO is still sort of an enigma, something they don't really know about, and something that they have no interest in knowing about. But imagine for a second a Happy Feed production stream where they commentate a pro solver's FTO solve. Alright, so we see Chris Choi's first solve, and alright, so pretty smooth first center, and he's just finished his first 2 triples. A bit of a locky first center, but he recovers very fast with some pretty nice... Ooh! Oh wow! Okay, that's a solid solve. Very lucky last layer for him. Suddenly, the puzzle seems a lot less puzzling, and getting these insane times seems a lot more attainable. And there is a lot more interest in learning how solvers are able to do stuff like this. As a result, these resources that FTO solvers have put hundreds of man-hours into will finally get the recognition they deserve. It also helps that FTO is an extremely spectator-friendly event. I believe that at the peak, FTO solvers will take around 10 seconds to solve one, and that is neither too fast nor too slow. It is perfectly poised to be the next big thing in cubing. Number 4. It's always super exciting when an event is born. The last time the WCA added the event was 10 years ago. Right now, becoming world-class ranges from pretty much impossible to really hard. And this is the case for every single event. But FTO has the potential to be an anomaly. If you put in a good few months of practice, you could easily become top 10. Suddenly, you don't have to be Luke Garrett to become top 100. Being an intermediate cuber would be enough. The mad dash to organize FTO comps to get people on the map, as well as buy the best FTOs on the market, is going to be super awesome. Who knows who the pro cubers that we see rise out of the mess will be. New cubing celebrities will be forged from the chaos that comes with this decision, and I want to see it. Now, this is the reason why we shouldn't add FTO. More FTO means less of the other puzzles. The WC already has 17 events, and more importantly, the WC's resources are limited. Each of these events has a community that needs catering to, and even the smallest ones of these communities would easily dwarf the FTO community in comparison. Every round of FTO would be a round taken away from another event. Every comp with FTO would be a comp without another event. If you main an event other than FTO, that means your main event would likely be harmed by the introduction of FTO. This argument isn't FTO specific, and I think it's really the only argument against FTO being in the WCA, but it is a solid argument. I'm a Square 1 main, and I get like 2 rounds a year of Square 1. I don't want that to become 1 round a year. A decision like this will help a few people a lot, but it will hurt a lot of people a little. Heck, it could threaten to halve the amount of rounds you have if you practice Big Blind or Clock or Squan or one of the not famous events. So before you jump on the FTO train, ask yourself, would you be willing to give up a round of your main event? A possible chance to PR? A possible chance to win? Maybe the answer is no, but maybe the answer is yes. It's your decision to make. But these will be the consequences of adding FTO, and if you support FTO's addition, you have to be prepared for them. So that's my 2 cents on FTO. Let me know what you think in the comments. If this is anything like my sliding video, I'll spend the next month or so cringing at my bad takes in the video. Thank you once again to SpeakCube Shop for sending me the Diansheng FTO, which I used throughout this video. You can purchase the puzzle through the link in the description. Thanks for watching and bye.